I just want to address at least one item that was brought up and referenced by several residents here in the early comments, having to do with longevity pay. And I think there's been a poor characterization made of it in the newspaper, and misunderstanding or misrepresentation in terms of its understanding by many residents about this. It has this appearance. Longevity seems like this very casual, simple, almost bonus type of payment made to city employees, and it came about through a variety of circumstances many years ago. But at the end of the day, both when it was initially created and certainly now in the years that it's been in place, it is very clearly a part of employees' contribution package. And I would venture to say that most government bodies, be it other cities or other levels of government, as well as the school systems, all have a type of pay. They call it different things. We call ours longevity. Many cities have it. But it's very similar in the school system. It's for the same theory that more senior teachers are bought out to make way for newer teachers who make less money. They don't call it longevity, but there's various increments of additional pay that those employees receive over the course of their career. It's not called longevity, and therefore it's not a target of this discussion that we're in the middle of. But most governmental bodies, again, be it municipal, county, state government, school districts, what have you, have this type of compensation available to their employees. They just call it different things. So that being understood, the other aspect of it is clearly a part of the employee's compensation package. And when we go through a collective bargaining process that ultimately at times leads to a conciliator telling the city, this is the contract, this is what you will pay your employees. We've gone to that in the last contract relative to the police and fire departments, and it's been years many contracts before that where we were at that point. But every time we negotiate, both parties, both on the labor side as well as the city side, we negotiate recognizing that ultimately this may come to a conciliator who will tell us what to do, and that's probably the strongest motivator on both sides to strike agreements. It is part of their compensation, and if it were not in place, they would receive these extra payments through their normal base pay. So it's either a combination of base pay and longevity. If longevity were to be removed, it would have to be purchased. We would have to compensate them in their hourly base pay to remove it. And philosophically, to understand that when this was put in place, it was put in place at a time when finances were difficult for the city, recognizing that the employees would take less pay up front and accept greater pay over time. This is, as I described in the paper a couple of weeks ago, these are the exact same circumstances that brought it about in the first place. These are the absolute opposite of circumstances that would make sense to get rid of it. To get rid of it right now, we would have to raise their base pay at a time now that would cost us more, and the savings would not be realized for years down the road. So there are all these factors, but it is, the last thing I'll say to this is that it is not something that this body can unilaterally just say, hey, we're going to do away with longevity. We cannot do that. It would have to be negotiated. Okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Tanner.
Yes, in answer to that, and I agree with the merits of the negotiated thing, and it needs to be talked about, though, and we're seeing like everyone doesn't want to talk about it. So again, I definitely want to talk about it, and I want to have it referred to the committee, back to our committee that finance, supposedly, or whoever the president decides to put it to. I don't care if it's with recreation. It still has to be. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because negotiations are coming up, and it should be gotten into a negotiation. So let's see where we're at. All we were talking about is let's talk about. We're not voting to do anything. We're just getting ready for negotiations, and it should be something talked about. It's that simple. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Tanner. Anybody else have anything? If not, wish everybody luck in the primary, that they have contested primaries, and I hope everybody out there votes. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved. Second. All discussion? Question? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. This council stands adjourned.